This is the Talking Insights podcast sponsored by Question Pro. And we are here with Romani Patel from Microsoft and Kathy Chang from Nexxt. And we're going to be talking about conversational AI and Xbox. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so let's get to it. I know Xbox has been doing, and Microsoft Xbox has been doing a lot around conversational AI and seeing what that's all about. Maybe one of you can address how has Xbox integrated conversational AI to enhance player experience?
Yes, I'll start with the first one, that the first place we have started integrating conversational AI when it comes to player is in the basic way we ask feedback to our players. Hey, what are the experiences they want, we should build? Or what are the new features, we should prioritize that they are most excited about. So it is both in product as well as the other communication channels we use to gauge feedback. And what we are finding is whenever we have tried this methodology of conversational AI, we are able to elicit a little bit more deeper needs at scale, which was only possible before in a quantitative manner. So we are able to really capture amazing user stories, player experiences, and how those player experiences powered by conversational technology like Inca, how could we use that to scale the impact across the 200 million plus user base that we have an impact on.
Yeah. So maybe Kathy or Romani, either one of you can answer this. How does it look like practically? Like you're recruiting Xbox players and then you ask them some questions on conversational AI, or what does that look like?
It's actually quite similar to a survey.
Okay.
It's not very different. The same process. The only differences are during the interview, participants, if they see an open-ended question, they will be prompted by AI. In this particular case study, we actually prompted them multiple times, which is part of the success of the case study. I'm going to explain in a second.
Yeah.
So that's one of the differences. The second difference is in order to get them to talk, to share more emotional narratives, we used a projective technique. So it's not like just asking an open-ended question, how do you feel? How was your experience? We used the projective technique. First, asked them to select a character that best represented how they felt. And then we invited them to explain why how that character made you feel, give you that.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was very effective. So that was the beginning of the whole conversation. So yeah, that's we started quite strong with people accessing the level of information we wanted them to access, not just the rational, functional stuff, but also the more emotional things. So yeah, coming back to the first point, I think, we're talking about AI. Obviously, AI is, we're an AI company. We believe in AI very much.
Yeah.
But it is really the partnership between AI and human researchers, the entire team that made a good project.
Yeah.
Because if you think about how AI probes, AI can probe however it wants to probe, but we really brainstormed. We wanted to capture a more holistic memory from each individual so that it's not just top of mind memory. It's not just I was playing with my husband, I was doing this, I was doing that. We wanted to capture all different aspects of each individual memory. So the AI was trained in a way to see what aspects are covered already, what the AI should focus on probing. So at the end, we were able to have more holistic stories to analyze.
Interesting.
Yeah, and what I loved about is that to the end user, they don't see a difference in the experience, like what they might have done in a survey. In fact, they would have experienced a more fun, engaging way to provide a feedback to Microsoft, a very more inclusive, a very more empathetic, conversational way, as if that brand is your friend. And the AI is able to elicit those really deep needs, which might not have come on surface if we didn't use the AI probing.
Oh, interesting. So you think it's better or the same than human intervention or human like talking
the human plus AI is the best
the best
combination.
I think that makes sense
because we used our researchers' expertise to really train AI on how we want it to ask the question to the user.
It's almost like in qualitative research, we always brief our AI, our moderators, right? It's the same idea.
Yeah.
So AI, if we think about them as virtual moderators, we do believe that the ability to brief them so that they can stay on objective, they can do exactly navigate the conversation in a way that we wanted, that was crucial.
I think that's an interesting point, like briefing the conversational AI before you actually do the study. That's interesting.
So you want to put the thought process as well, but and also the ability to scale, right? So think of it, typical qualitative, it's very small sample size, but using this fusion and the expertise of AI plus human and in-cast technology, now we are talking about thousands of scale conversations that is able to get us to those deeper needs. So it's not just 10 or 20, it's doing at a scale. Yeah,
and then you kind of alluded to this earlier, Romani, but is that what kind of leads to the brand love? The conversational AI, you mentioned that the gamers, they loved it, right? Does that help lead to more brand love, or what ways has conversational AI led to that?
So we had a question similar to using this whole projective technique and the conversational methodology. The whole goal was to get to the drivers of brand love. Like, what is the product experiences? Combine that with the functional gains people feel when they use our products, plus the emotional gains that they get when they think about a product, right? So think of a hierarchy. Typically, for you to get to a functional, emotional plus product, typically a traditional research would require you to do 3 different studies. We did all of that in one so that we could understand that if we had to figure out what is the perfect ingredients that makes up brand love, and that is what we should be optimizing, that is what the research enabled us to do. And then we are taking those experiences, that perfect or semi-perfect recipe, and tying it to a business outcome, right? So if my whole goal is, hey, at Microsoft, of course, we want to increase our revenue. It's the #1 company, right? What are the kind of the experiences that will cause, again, based on this conversation, themes, we are doing a causal analysis. What are these experiences that's going to cause somebody to spend more money? That's going to cause somebody to increase their love with us. That's going to cause somebody to be more engaged with Xbox, like use it more minutes. So we tried all of it to real behavior outcomes that the business cares about.
I think that's the key, because otherwise qualitative research, it's very, very powerful. We get the hows, the what to do, all the details, but traditionally qualitative findings tend to be elusive because it's sample size and everything. So the ability of scaling this very emotional conversation so that we can turn that into quantitative metrics and then tie what we learn from the survey to business outcomes, to the business KPIs. That's how we connect the dots, and then we can now identify the higher priority emotions and also pinpoint the specific tactics for marketing, for engineering teams.
And when we shared this with our marketing and engineering stakeholders, what they love is that they're actually able to measure that, hey, if I do this combination, I can actually measure, is it driving the engagement or the revenue? We can actually measure it, right? So I think it's no longer elusive. There is a tangible outcome and it's measurable.
No, nothing's without challenges or unique things happening, right? So what are some unique challenges or that did you face in achieving this, or achieving the brand love and throughout the project?
You want to cover that? I don't remember. Much,
maybe there's nothing.
Challenges. The thing is, I think initially when we first started, conversational AI is such a new concept. Right? There was a little hesitant, especially for a brand like Microsoft. Hey, what if the AI probe goes wrong? Like to our respondents and ask, some crazy questions, right? But that is where I really appreciated the tool is built by researchers for researchers. We had a very high rigor in place. How we still want to have a very non-biased response, but we want to coach the AI enough that, hey, these are the parameters or these are the questions we want you to ask, right? So I felt the initial challenge was just, explaining or showcasing, hey, how conversational AI could help and what are the business applications. And I think once we got over that hump at Microsoft, we were able to scale conversational AI into very different areas, like from ideas testing to creative evaluation, feature prioritization, using on complex methodology like DCM, where we do pricing, packaging. So it was that initial hump we were able to get so quickly over that it extended to many more use cases we never thought about.
Yeah.
I would also add, I think the challenge we had wasn't any different from challenges that we have with any research projects. It was just the design of the research project. So it's about, we talked about how we brief the conversational AI agent, but that briefing process is dependent on how we wanted to use the results, the analytical framework. So that's a challenge for any research project. Again, is the human expertise. So we talked and talked and talked. We were very clear about the laddering technique. We wanted to have the multiple layers of information. I think it was when the analytical framework became very clear, how we brief the moderator became very clear, and how the whole project should be designed became clear.
Yeah, I think oftentimes it's not the tool that needs convincing, it's the people, like you said, Romani, like the stakeholders to try something new and have that courage to do it. So that can often be the biggest challenge.
And I feel now because of this, a qualitative research, which used to be like once in a while, like, really deeper needs, let's do it with 10, 15 people. Now that becomes scalable. So we are looking to do like 20, 30-minute quick, one-to-one conversations, or a more integrated qual and quant, but at scale, so that when we take it to our stakeholders, we are able to say, hey, this insights is from a real quantified data set. It's not coming from 30 people, it's coming from thousands or
that's the key.
Hundreds of people, right? So believe it. Like, it's no longer an issue to justify, make decisions based on what 10 people said.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Romani, Kathy, thank you so much for joining. Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
No.
Thank you for
having us.
Awesome. Well, thanks for listening to the Talking Insights podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and there'll be more episodes coming up. So thank you.
Thank you.
You can't know the answer to a question without first asking it. But how do you ask the questions? More importantly, how will people answer them? That is where Question Pro comes in to support you, empowering you to build and deploy amazing experiences that collect clean and useful data. With our powerful online-based, built-for-enterprise survey platform, it is easy to create, collect, and act on your data. Create an impactful survey in minutes from scratch by importing an existing survey, or choose from over 350 ready-made templates that have been vetted by our expert market research professionals. Add as many respondent contacts as you want and share them through multiple distribution methods. Collect offline data and use white-labeled mobile apps to ensure data collection is extensive and up-to-date. Take advantage of our specialized services to manage enterprise projects, as well as the instances where the insights collection is complicated but imperative. Then, leave the rest to Question Pro. Sit back and watch us work magic as the data is analyzed and compartmentalized into functional insights automatically. Create role-based access reports in addition to exporting the data and insights into your proprietary toolset, allowing you to focus on what's most important. Making smart decisions. Question Pro. Survey software that gets the job done.